The next bill on the calendar for the day is House File 1960. The clerk will report the bill.
House File number 1960, number 6 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to emergency management.
I recognize the member from Hennepin, Representative Bonner, to explain the bill.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. The bill before you today is both bicameral and bipartisan. And I want to say a special thank you to Representatives Nash, Elkins, Senator Wicklund, Coran, and Lucero, who have supported the bill in previous cycles, and for the full support of the IT caucus membership. I especially want to acknowledge tonight Representative Nash, who was actually responsible for an earlier draft of this bill, and for his unwavering support, guidance, and his hard work, which helped form the foundation of our work with Minute, Commissioner Tomes, Deputy Commissioner Eichten, and our Chief Security Information Officer. I also want to specifically thank the hardworking folks at Minute, including Brandon Hirsch and Mr. Matt Gehring, in-house research for the tireless work to carefully review each and every word with utmost care, answer countless questions, and be sure we got it right. The bill before you is the recommendation of the Technical Advisory Council, or the TAC, from 2020. It represents a united front on technology concerns. It is also currently supported by Homeland Security and the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST. Think of this bill as IT security and cybersecurity for the state of Minnesota, like national security on a digital level. This bill is simple. It designates IT infrastructure as critical infrastructure in the event of a cyber attack. This distinction provides two main advantages. It allows the state to nimbly handle these issues, and it would make us eligible, and it would make us eligible for federal disaster relief funding to recover should an attack occur. The intent is to be laser focused on the preservation of infrastructure assets, the benefits our state and our citizens in the event of a cyber attack. The question is, members, why act now? First, our reliance on technology to deliver state services continues to grow, and our world continues to become more interconnected. Technology has the power to bring government services to the people we serve in a meaningful way. It has the power to make government that works for our citizens. But with great opportunity comes great risk. The second most powerful reason to act right now is escalation. We see cybersecurity attacks are on the rise. Locally, you may have heard of attacks that shut down our schools just within the last few weeks. At home, we witnessed the hacking of the Senate website. JBS, the second largest meat processing company in the state, was forced to shut down in Worthington. For Minnesotans, it meant meat shortages and higher prices to their wallets. Nationally, the Colonial Pipeline shutdown raised gas prices. Major cities like Atlanta were crippled and unable to deliver city services, costing millions in cleanup and remediation. The Virginia legislature had a ransomware attack that was perfectly timed exactly 1 month before session to inflict maximum disruption to the state and to lawmakers. Third, on the world stage, states have received warnings from the FBI and Homeland Security, alerting them that the state-sponsored hackers in places like Russia have openly threatened to target all who oppose them or the conflict in Ukraine. They are but one bad actor on a very long list. In the event of a cyber attack, members, we must act swiftly and without hesitation. As legislators, we have a duty to our citizens and to our state. We must lead now and not wait for disaster to strike. And with that, members, the time to act is now. I'm going to ask you to please vote green today. And with that, I'm going to defer to my partner, Representative Nash, for some other critical information.
There are no amendments at the desk. The clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, House File Number 1960.
Third reading. The member from Carver, Representative Nash.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and Representative Bonner, and to all that have helped in this. This was a bill that I first drafted in 2017, and when I brought it to people, they were confused, and they threw me out of their office, as they did for a long time when we talked cybersecurity. But as we began seeing more and more instances of very large-scale cyber attacks in the world and here in the state of Minnesota, people began realizing that this is not just a Nerdfest 2.0. This is an actual problem that we have to think ahead of the situation and prepare our state to react to it. Now, Representative Bonner mentioned that we need to be able to nimbly react to a potential attack. What that means is we need people who can be force multipliers. And for those military members here in the audience or in the chamber, you know that basically you need more bodies who are very well prepared to come and help solve the problem. We don't always necessarily have that based on how things are written in current law, so this will change it so that we can reach out to outside groups, security operations folks. We can work with the National Guard. We can seek federal help, because the critical infrastructure nature of the electronic backbone of our state has so much going on. There's many, many things that interact with the state and counties and cities and all sorts of things that we need to be able to protect. So I will ask the author to yield to one question for clarification, though, Madam Chair.
She will yield. Representative Nash.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Representative Bonner, we did talk about this earlier. There are sometimes concerns on my side of the aisle as it relates to a declaration of emergency. And I just want to make sure that folks who are either listening or will read about this or are here in the chamber, this is not similar to a prior state of emergency that we had, so that we would not see things like the shutdown of churches or restaurants or things like that. Am I correct in that statement?
Representative Bonner.
Thank you, Representative Nash. That is 100% correct. I think what we need to make very clear and abundantly clear about this bill is that when we talk about the safety and security of our state, of our infrastructure, what we're talking about is the ability to deliver services that are the core function of government. Making sure that folks can do things like buying their fishing licenses, registering their businesses or their licensing, to do basic core functions, to be able to access nutrition if their family needs it. These are core services that we do as a government, and we want to ensure that, as well as the safety and integrity of the data of every citizen of our state, and that is what this bill is designed to do.
Representative Nash.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I have said a number of times, nerds will eventually make the decisions. And this is an important aspect of what we do, not just for the state, but in relation to the citizens of the state, because so much goes through the state, but also for counties and cities and other things. Members, this is a good bill, and this is the first in the nation to do this. So when we first introduced this, the National Association of State CIOs got very, very excited because they recognize, as the other 49 states recognize, that this is becoming more and more of an issue. So I do ask for your support for the bill. Members, vote green.
Further discussion. Seeing none, the clerk will take the roll on the bill. The clerk will close the roll. There being 122 ayes and 0 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to.